Hi there, welcome back, beautiful beings. How are you feeling today? So the beautiful message that's coming through today, it's been coming through for a few days now, is that what we give to others, we give to ourselves. So within you, because the topic of loneliness has been coming up a lot lately. It's been brought to my awareness that there are a lot of, people in the world that feel that they are lonely. And loneliness really comes from a sense of separation. If you were aware of how connected you are to everything and everyone, that you are spirit and that everything is spirit, you would not be able to experience separation. But it is part of what we are doing here to have this beautiful human experience. So, my beautiful beings, what Spirit wants to bring forward in these videos to come is, this is not new knowledge. This is something that you'll find in the Bible. It does repeat quite a few times, but it's only been in the last few days that I've understood the concept, especially when I look at it from the point of view of loneliness and separation. So let's dive into it and how we can resolve this within ourselves, right? So what's coming up is that many of us seem to think or feel, if you like, that loneliness comes from not having other beings in our lives, other people. Let's put it like that. So you feel lonely because you don't have other people to interact with, right? This is what most people feel loneliness is all about. I know for me, one of the experiences I've had in my early 20s, when I was going through my first depression, was that I was surrounded by beings, by people, by family, by loved ones, people that loved me. And it was one of the moments in my life that I have felt the loneliest, because it felt like I was speaking a language that nobody else understood at the time. It felt like the love that I had in my heart wasn't wanted. Nobody wanted it. And so I was like, what's the point of me being here if nobody wants this love? And my heart was so full of love to give. So what they've been pointing to a lot lately, and I've touched on it a few times on videos, but haven't quite got to the depth that we want to get to today with this topic. So you'll notice in previous videos when I touch on loneliness that we suggest, we invite you to find others out there that are lonely. Nursing homes are filled with beings that are lonely. They're all alone. Their family doesn't have time to come and visit them, or their family doesn't want anything to do with them, And I'm not going to get into the logistics of all of that because that's not the purpose of this video. What we wanted to bring awareness to is that there are a lot of elderly people, in nursing homes that are all alone. They've been left there and they don't have family that comes to visit. And so they just spend day in and day out, that all they see are the other people that are in the nursing home and the nurses that come through, to assist them with their showers, to assist them with meals. Sometimes they need help with eating. Depends on what they need assistance with. These beautiful beings could do with someone coming to visit, to just sit with them, to just talk to them or read to them or sing to them if you know how to play an instrument and they're interested. Or maybe they play an instrument and you can listen. I find many times all they want is for someone to listen, to just be there, They just want someone to talk to. And even if they have dementia and they're going around in circles with the same topic, because I have a few that I take care of that have dementia, and they'll ask you the same question over and over and over. But you within yourself will feel that you have purpose, that you are serving someone. And that being with dementia may not remember you 10 minutes later or even 5 minutes later. You walk out the door to get a cup of coffee or a glass of water and you'll come back and they've forgotten who you are. But you will feel within yourself that you are being of service. And how this works is, my suggestion would be, okay, maybe find beings that don't have dementia to start with so that you feel like you're having a meaningful interaction and not like, 2 minutes later, or I've walked out, I've come back in and they don't remember who I am or what we were talking about, That's a bit higher up, that sort of interaction. But it's a different level, of being that we talk about there. But find beings that are just lonely, they're all there. Their mind is all there. It's functioning, They just want someone to talk to them, maybe someone to read to them, like I said previously. And what was brought to my awareness with this is that when we are lonely, we seem to think that it's because we don't have people in our lives, people to share our life with, a person, even just one person to share our life with. So if this is the reality for you, if these are your thoughts, this is why you are lonely, there's nothing stopping you from volunteering, going to nursing homes or places where there are elderly people that are lonely, that are all alone, and in you spending time with them, giving them your time, sharing of yourself with them, you now have a being that is in your life, someone that you look forward to seeing, to be with them, to read to them, to whatever it is, however the relationship develops of what you are doing together, and maybe the first person you talk to there, you don't feel a connection, but there are a lot of elderly people in nursing homes that are all by themselves, and I find with some of the elderly people that I've had, they're not big on conversation. Everyone's different. Some of them, they're not big on talk and noise and sound. But you just being there makes all the difference. Seeing them, acknowledging their existence. That someone cares enough to sit with them. Even if it's to watch something on TV, but you sit together. Can I get you a cup of coffee? Can I get you a cup of tea? Do you need anything? It's so simple. And in that exchange, you think that you're assisting that being, but really, they are assisting you. Because in your mind, you feel that you need another person for this loneliness to dissipate. You need other beings so you don't feel so lonely. Because you can be alone, you can live alone, you can live by yourself and not feel lonely. They're two completely different things. Like I said, I was surrounded by family and I've never felt so alone in my life. So disconnected, because that's where loneliness comes from. When you feel disconnected from others, from the world. And perhaps it may not come from other beings, other people. Perhaps it comes from something as simple as a dog or a cat. Volunteering to help out at a shelter, where you can help with dogs, take them out for a 10-minute walk or whatever it is that they do with them at the shelters. Just be there with them. Or get a pet. Get a dog, get a cat. They are the most wonderful company, the most. Because with them, even though, they can sort of talk back, but it's not in a language that we can readily understand, like people with words. They do communicate, but just not like we do. With pets, they're always there in the same state. They will always love you, no matter what. And they're always happy to see you, no matter what. especially a dog, you know. If that is the intention, that you want to have a dog so you don't feel lonely, that will serve that purpose. They're there, they will follow you everywhere. You'll get to a point where, you know, with mine, my older dog, I call him my shadow, because wherever you go, there he is, you know. He just follows you everywhere. Even in the middle of the night, I get up to go to the bathroom and there he is, making sure that I don't get lost in my own house and I make it back to the bed, you know. I can't go anywhere without him being there. So pets are also a wonderful way of having company, if this is your yearning. Another thing you may really, really, really want to look into is that perhaps, and this is a huge perhaps, to look at yourself. What if everything was taken away so that you may awaken, you may find yourself, you may connect with your higher self, you may reconnect with spirit. All of that is gone, that you may wake up to the reality of who you are. Many times the beings around us are a distraction. We're so distracted with serving this being and serving that being. What does this person need and what does that person need? Especially when you're in the role of family. You're the parent or you're the child, or you're constantly thinking, especially as a parent, what does my husband need? What does my partner need? My wife? What do my children need? What can I do for them? How can I serve them? We're constantly distracted with the beings around us. It's very easy to get lost in life, human life, you know. But the message for this video and what was coming through strongly is that what you give to others, you give to yourself. You know, we think many times here at home, we've rescued dogs or cats thinking that we've saved them because they were in shelters. You know, they would have been put down, especially the dogs. And I find with time, you know, that the love they give, it has no limits. It is limitless. And they teach me every day what unconditional love is. So in truth, they save us. You know, they remind us every day that we are this love. If it is love that you seek, then give love. Give love. It doesn't matter what you've been through. Your heart doesn't understand that, oh, I had this partner and they broke my heart, and oh, I had this, relationship and they broke my heart. The heart doesn't understand that. The heart just wants to love. That's all the heart wants. And that's all your heart will keep whispering to you. It doesn't matter the experiences you've had. You are the love. You will always be the love. This is who you are in your natural state. And it's all your heart ever yearns for, to love. That's what it was built for. Nothing else. Love. So, my beautiful beings, give love, and it will be returned to you 1,000 times, in 1,000 different ways. Give love for your family. Give love for your pets. Give love for your garden. Give love for all of it, because it is all here for you. If your soul had not chosen to come here, and my soul hadn't chosen, and all these beautiful souls had decided, nah, we don't want to do that, none of this would exist. It was all created for you by the greatest love of all. Spirit, God, whatever it is you want to call it. This place was made for you. that you may discover who you truly are. You may know within yourself who you truly are. So whatever it is that you wish to experience, give it freely from your heart. If it's patience you wish to experience, then be patient. Be it so fully that you know within yourself, this is what patience is. We've been taught that we're always looking out there to receive it. We are looking for it in someone else, in something else. Always out there. And the truth is, all of these things that you desire so much are already inside of you, waiting for you to tap into it. Waiting for you to be it. My beautiful beings. If it is company that you wish for, then be the company. In being that company, you will soon realize that the being you think you are serving will be serving you 1,000 times more than you could ever imagine. More. You know, with the elderly, I work with them, but I've learnt so much about patience, so much about time. We seem to be in such a rush to do everything, to get everything done. I remember one time I was working with a 92-year-old. He passed away during COVID years. But I remember he ordered something online, and every day I would check in his emails. Where is this package? It was something that was going to assist him in sleeping. He was having trouble. He was uncomfortable. And so every day I would check. And he would say to me, gone are the days where, packages would take weeks, and we knew they would take weeks to come. Now we want everything instantly. And there is a lesson in that. There is a beauty, a wisdom in that knowing. That time, it doesn't matter. It will come. The package will come. Sometimes the waiting for it is where the magic is. Once you have it, it's there. Okay. So, my beautiful beings, give what it is that you want to receive, and you will receive it in buckets. I promise. We promise. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And we'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.